This is video number 1 on electric charges and fields. In this video, I will talk about what is charge. Charge, like mass, is intrinsic property of matter. Charge is quantized. The charge acquired by a body can be integral multiples of electron charge E. Coulomb's law gives the force between 2 point charges which are separated by a distance. If you have more than 2 point charges, like in system of n charged particles, then we can use superposition principle to get force on any particular charge due to the remaining charges. Finally, I will summarize this video. All matter is made of atoms, and this is by atomic hypothesis. Matter can be either solid, liquid, or gas. Atom is made of protons and neutrons in the nucleus and electrons surrounding it. This is a general picture of an atom. Protons, which are positively charged, and neutrons, which are neutral, form the center part of the atom, which is called nucleus, and the electrons revolve around the nucleus and they are negatively charged. Charge of a body is quantized and the step size is E, where E is the electron charge and its value is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. SI unit of charge is coulomb. To charge a body, we have to add or remove electrons. Suppose if I remove an electron from this atom, then this atom will acquire a positive charge of plus E. If I remove 2 electrons, then it will acquire a positive charge of 2E. And if I add an electron to this outermost orbit, then this atom will acquire a negative charge of minus E. But this adding or removing of electrons can be done as a whole. I cannot add or remove fraction of an electron. The electron can be added or removed as a whole and not as a fraction. So because of this, the charge which is acquired by the body, which is done by either removing or adding electrons, will be some integer times the electron charge E, and this is called quantization of charge. Electrostatics is study of forces, fields and potentials arising due to static charges. Static means things are not changing with time. So for a charge, static charge, the position is not changing, so the charge is at rest. So electrostatics is study of forces, fields and potentials due to charges at rest. Coulomb's law gives the force between 2 point charges Q1 and Q2. It says that the force is directly proportional to the value of charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So the force is directly proportional to Q1, directly proportional to Q2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So if we increase the value of Q1, say 2 times, the force will go 2 times, and if we decrease the value of Q1, say by half, then the force will go down by half. Similarly, if I increase Q2, say 3 times, then the force will go up 3 times. But suppose if I increase Q1 2 times and decrease Q2 to half of its value, then the force will not change, because the force is proportional to the product of the charges Q1, Q2 and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. And the constant of proportionality K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is permittivity of free space. Value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 raised to 9 in SI units. Force is a vector, so the Coulomb's law also talks about the direction of the force. It says the direction of force is along the line joining the 2 charges, and along the line joining the 2 charges there are 2 possibilities. The force on Q2 due to Q1 can be either towards right or towards left. So if both the charges are like charges, then the force will be repulsive, the force will be towards right, and if both the charges are unlike charges, like one of them is positive, other one is negative, then the force will be attractive. So the force on Q2 due to Q1 will be towards left. So in vector form, the force on 2 Q2 due to Q1 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by r square, and the direction is r21 cap. R21 cap is unit vector along the direction R2 minus R1. So the force is on charge Q2 and the source of the force is Q1. So it is away from the source charge. So it is towards right. Similarly, Q1 is also experiencing a force because of Q2, and Q2 is the source of this force, so it is away from the source charge, so it is towards left. So force on 1 due to 2 is 1 by 4% Q1 Q2 by R square. The magnitude is same, but the direction is opposite. So this is consistent with Newton's third law of motion, which states that if there are two bodies which are interacting with a force, then the force on one of them will be in a direction opposite to the of the other, but the magnitudes will be same. Coulomb's law talks about 2 point charges, but suppose if you have more than 2 point charges, like in system of n point charges, then we can find the force on any particular charge, say the first charge Q1, due to the remaining charges as sum of forces due to the individual charges. So take the second charge, find the force due to that, take the third charge, find the force due to that, and so on, and we have to add all the forces, and force is a vector quantity, so this sum is a vector sum. So for example, here there are 5 charges Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and Q5. So the force due to 2 on 1 is F21 in this direction, and due to Q3 it is F31, due to Q4 it is F41, and due to Q5 it is F51. So to find the net force, total force acting on Q1, we have to add these 4 forces vectorially. It is experimentally verified that a force on a charge due to others is a vector sum of forces due to individual charges taken one at a time. Individual forces are unaffected by other charges. The force due to Q2 on Q1, that is F21, the magnitude of it and the direction of it is same irrespective of the other charges Q4, Q3, Q5 are present or not. Similarly, F31, its value and direction is independent of presence or absence of Q2, Q4 and Q5. And the total force is obtained by adding the sum of the individual forces, and this is called principle of superposition. Full of electrostatics is Coulomb's law and superposition principle. So any problem of electrostatics can be solved using Coulomb's law and superposition principle. Let's discuss a question. A charge Q is split into 2 parts. The electrostatic force between them will be maximum if they are split in a certain way. Find the charge of each part for maximum force. You can pause and attempt this question. If the first charge have a charge small q and the second charge have a charge q minus q, the total charge is same, which is capital Q. So the force between these 2 parts is given by Coulomb's law, which is k into product of the charges divided by the distance square. Let the distance between this and this be d. So this force is a function of small q, capital Q and d are fixed, and this function is a quadratic function. So the plot will look like a parabola, and it will be an inverted parabola because the coefficient of q square is negative. So the parabola will look like this, and the roots of the parabola are q equal to 0 and q equal to capital Q. And this parabola will have a maximum in the middle, that is at q equal to capital Q by 2. So the force is maximum at q equal to capital Q by 2. So the force between the 2 parts will be maximum if the 2 parts are equal. Both of them have equal charges of q by 2, q by 2. And the force between them is given by Coulomb's law, k into product of the charges, that is q by 2 square divided by the distance square. This is the next question. 4 charges q, q, q and minus q are placed at corners of a square. Find the force on capital Q placed at center of the square. You have to use Coulomb's law to get the force, and you have to add the forces vectorially to get the resultant force. You can pause and attempt this question. So the 4 charges q, q, minus q and q are placed at corners of a square, and capital Q is in the middle. The force due to this q, let us assume that the small q and capital Q are like charges, so there will be a propulsive force because of this q and on capital Q, and the force will be in this direction, and because of this Q, there will be repulsive force on Q in this direction. So these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, so they will cancel. And because of this Q here, there will be a repulsive force in this direction, and because of this minus Q, there will be an attractive force in this direction. So the net force is sum of these two forces, which is KQ divided by the distance square. The side of the square is A, so this is also A. The diagonal is root 2A. So the distance between Q and Q is half the diagonal, that is A by root 2. And two of them because because of the Q, other because of the minus Q. So the resultant force is 4K QQ by A square. But suppose we assume that Q and capital Q are unlike charges, then there will be a force of attraction because of this Q in this direction, and because of this Q there will be an attractive force in this direction, and these two forces will reverse. So the resultant force will be in this direction, but the magnitude will be same. This is the next question. 4 charges are placed at circumference of a dial clock as shown in figure. If the clock has only hour hand, then the resultant force on a charge Q0 placed at center of points in the direction which shows the time as. So in the center there is a charge Q0, and there are 4 charges at 12, 3 hours, 6 hours and 9 hours, and the charges are Q, minus Q, minus Q. So there will be a force acting on Q0 because of the remaining 4 charges. So you have to find the direction of this resultant force. You can pause and attempt this question. Let us assume that Q and Q0 are like charges. So there will be a repulsive force between Q and Q0 in this direction, and because of the minus Q, there will be a attractive force in the downward direction, and because of this plus Q, there will be a repulsive force towards left, and because of this minus Q, there will be attractive force towards left. So you have to add these 4 forces to get the resultant force. All the forces are of same magnitude because they are the same distance, and the product of the charges is same. And 2 equal forces separated by 90 degrees, the resultant will be in along the bisector, that is making 45 degrees. So the resultant force in the middle, this is 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. So it will be in the middle of 7 and 8. So the direction will be 7:30. So correct option is option B. But suppose we make the assumption that Q and Q0 are unlike charges, then the force between Q and Q0 will be attractive. So it will be in the upward direction, and the force due to this minus Q will be repulsive, that will be in the upward direction, and force due to this plus Q will be towards right because it's an attractive force, and force due to this minus Q will be towards right. So all the 4 forces, the direction is changing, and the resultant of this thing will be in the middle because there are 2 equal forces separated by 90 degrees. So this is the direction of the resultant force, that is will be in the middle. So 1 will be here, 2 will be here, so it's in the middle of 1 and 2, so it will be 130. So if Q and Q0 are unlike charges, then the answer is option A. To summarize, charge of a body is quantized and the step size is the electron charge E, because charging of a body is done either by adding or removing electrons. Fraction of electron cannot be removed or added. Charge of a body Q is n into E, where n is an integer. N can be either positive or negative. If electrons are added to a body, then n is negative. If electrons are removed from a body, then n is positive. Coulomb's law gives force between 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 as F equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square, where K is constant of proportionality, whose value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon is permitted of free space. The value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 raised to 9 in SI units. Coulomb's law gives force between 2 point charges, but suppose if you have more than 2 point charges, like in system of n point charges, then we can find force on any charge, say Q1 for example, as sum of forces due to other charges taken one at a time. So we have to find the individual forces and add them up and add them vectorially, because force is a vector. And this idea of finding the resultant force due to other charges as taking one at a time is called principle of superposition. I also take doubt solving session for physics and math subjects of JEE and NEET. You can contact me if you are interested. This is my WhatsApp number. Fees is nominal, 100 rupees per hour.